Now to our other breaking story tonight, a building collapse in South Florida. This is video from the moment it happened overnight in Miami Beach. This is the aftermath. Concrete all over the place. Cars crushed. Search and rescue teams looking for any survivors and victims. Fox 35's Holly Bristow joins us live on the scene with the latest update. Holly.
Good evening. Well, there's definitely a feeling of uneasiness here in Surfside. Folks just not knowing exactly what's going on. So far, investigators are saying that one person is dead, 102 people have been accounted for, but there are still 99 people who are unaccounted for. And you need to take this into perspective as we zoom into the building. This partial collapse happened around 2 o'clock this morning when most people were sleeping. As you look up there on the 13th floor, you can see a set of bunk beds that you can only imagine was right smack in the middle of somebody's bedroom. It now looks like they're on a ledge, and as you look down a couple floors, you can see a blanket dangling.
Just havoc is all I could think of.
Barry Cohen and his wife say their lives turned upside down when they woke up to what they thought was a thunderstorm. What happened next is unthinkable.
My wife and I got whatever we could together, and we went to leave our apartment, and we opened up the door from our apartment, and there was a huge pile of rubble and dust.
The Champlain Tower condos in Surfside, a 12-story building, came crashing down without any warning in the middle of the night.
It was awful. Kids, grown-ups screaming, women and children crying, and it was probably one of the worst experiences that I've ever witnessed in my life.
This morning, rescue crews pulled a 10-year-old boy out of the rubble. The status of his family, unknown.
This is the incredible, unimaginable situation that none of us could have predicted, but we have the right people on the job.
Now first responders are digging through the rubble, desperately searching for those left behind.
So we've got about 5 different state agencies involved right now that are assisting local county and city government. We will be here as long as we need to be.
The city has set up a reunification site where families are desperately looking for their unaccounted for loved ones.
I have friends that live there, and they have no idea because they were in the South Tower. There's no news yet.
And you're just getting a little piece of the perspective from this angle of just how bad the destruction is here. We're pretty much seeing the top half of the building from this angle. This is the closest that the police here will allow us to get. What you can't see from here is about 2.5 stories of rubble just piled up next to the building. That debris field at least 100 feet wide in every direction. And that is where rescuers are desperately searching for any survivors. The mayor out here said that they will not stop searching until each person is accounted for. And as you can imagine, there is absolutely no timeline on this, but time is certainly of the essence. For now, reporting live in Surfside, Miami Beach, Holly Bristow, Fox 35 News.
Holly, thank you. Governor DeSantis toured the site of the collapse this morning.
The governor spent the morning walking around the site. The Red Cross is helping families who were displaced by the collapse. And today, DeSantis praised first responders who rushed to the scene.
They were on that scene before we knew whether there'd be more collapse. We didn't know whether the building had any structural integrity, and they were shepherding people to safety. And they absolutely saved people's lives. And so we really appreciate all that they have done and that they're continuing to do.
There are still dozens of people unaccounted for, and the city of Miami has set up a family reunification center to help. Search and rescue crews are sifting through the rubble of that building. Firefighters in Seminole County know the crews on the ground in Miami have a tough job. About 30 of them are highly trained for specialized rescues just like this one.
The type of training we do for an emergency like this would be structural collapse training, all kinds of specialized rescue. We have concrete saws and drills. We also have drones and cameras we can see people with that are buried under rubble.
We will continue to stay on this breaking story as our crews continue to search for the victims.